scalability, it is limited by, so if we talk about scalability, so bottlenecks define the scalability. So scalability is limited by CPU bottlenecks. Scalability is limited by the CPU bottlenecks. So compute intensity. So processor at 100% utilization. So compute intensity occurs when the processor reaches 100% utilization. When the processor is fully occupied, 100% utilized, then uh, what will happen is that we will reach the stage of compute intensity. For example, when we are performing intensive tasks like image processing, encryption, or complex algorithms, there this compute intensity plays a role. This compute intensity plays a role. Queuing. So when the CPU is maxed out, it cannot process incoming requests fast enough, forcing them into a queue and leading to increased latency and timeouts. So what is queuing? Queuing, see, the idea is that when the CPU is maxed out, like when 100% of the CPU is utilized, compute intensity we reach, it cannot process incoming requests, and we have to maintain a queue which will contain the incoming request, and it will lead to increase the latency and timeouts. And here one very important law is there, Amdahl's law. This law, it states that in parallel processing, scalability is limited by the portion of the code that must run sequentially. Because if the code has to run sequentially, we cannot make use of it in parallel processing. So in parallel processing, scalability is limited by the portion of the code that must run sequentially. Even with more cores, the serial part of the task remains a fixed bottleneck. The serial part of the task, it remains a fixed bottleneck. So this is the CPU bottleneck. So now it's very clear that, see, the idea is to make the system scalable, but some limitations are there. And if we talk about the CPU limitations, thing is that when the load will increase, CPU will become compute intense. Like CPU will be fully utilized, and for more incoming load, we have to maintain a queue which will hold those requests, and hence it will increase the latency. So that is the CPU bottleneck. And also, if the process, it involves sequential code, then because of the Amdahl's law, we cannot achieve parallel processing. So the serial part of the task remains a fixed bottleneck. So these are the CPU bottlenecks which limits the scalability.